Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
Hi, AJ. I was just wanting to know what were your roles in the production Think of the Future, and what could you tell us about what that involved?
So I had two roles in the production of Think of the Future. One of them was co-director with Grace Hendy, and the second one was director of photography. So with co-directing, Grace already had a very strong idea of what she wanted from the performances of the actors, and basically between my work with her as co-director was figuring out how to use those performances in combination with camera work and lighting to really bring the sort of story to life. And also because she was acting in it as well, I was there to monitor their performances to make sure that there was nothing major that wasn't working, or and also to um, help take those performances that little bit further, because obviously Grace is involved in acting as well. She does. You don't want her to be distracted from the acting by thinking about the direction part of it. So that was my involvement with co-directing. With director of photography, it was my job to bring the ideas that Grace had conveyed to me verbally into something visual. So that meant creating the mood board and shot lists and floor plans for the production, and having a look at the location and seeing what was physically possible and what was the best way to showcase the script in a visual way, because that's what we were doing.
And was there any specific research that you did to approach the subject matter?
I did. Not, it wasn't, I wouldn't call it sort of conventional research. I did have a look at quite a lot of films that are in a similar vein to what we were trying to accomplish. So sort of a lot of films with scenes with interactions between cops, interactions between police officers and gangs, and sort of hostage situations as well, just to sort of get a feeling of what was out there already, and how we could what had been done in the best ways to translate the situation that was written into a visual medium.
Yes. And it's been nominated for Best Scene, Best Actress, and Best Director at the Scene Festival. How does that feel?
It feels absolutely amazing. Was not expecting it, but it's absolutely fantastic. Really happy with it. As everybody on the team is really. It's a wonderful feeling to have the work you've done acknowledged in that way. So very excited.
Awesome. And if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the film industry?
So when the way I got into the film industry was not straightforward, let's say. It was more a case of, it was a Taylor Swift music video actually, that really kick-started it, because I was watching one of them, and completely by accident I clicked on a behind the scenes link.
Right.
And I ended up, as you do on YouTube, just watching behind the scenes of films, hours and hours. And by the end of that, I knew how most films were made before I'd even seen them. So at the time, I was a musician as well, and so I thought to myself, I'm going to make a music video for myself. And from doing that, I just really fell in love with the whole process of filmmaking and making the visual arts medium. And I decided, you know what, I wanna do this properly, and I decided to go to film school in London, um, and never looked back really.
And do you have any favorite films? And do you have a preferred genre that A, you like to watch, and B, you like to be involved in when filming?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of my favorite films is Singing in the Rain. I mean, it's just a classic. Um, you really can't beat it for that. I'm more inclined towards things with comedy or sort of more heartfelt films rather than horror or sort of dark drama.
Hmm.
I do like dark comedies as well. But it's funny saying that because a lot of the work that I've been doing since I sort of graduated and even before that has fallen into drama. Um, so it's just been interesting to see how that's sort of transcended. But I don't really sort of have a genre that I definitely stick to because I don't think I don't agree with that. I think you can do different styles and different genres. It's more of the case of having that style and genre fit the script rather than saying this is my style, this is how I do things.
Yes.
Uh,
And
um,
are there any other aspects of the film industry that you would like to pursue in the future?
um, I mean, at the moment, I love what I do. Directing films and DPing them. I mean, my official sort of title that I've called myself is producer and cinematographer because I do love the producing side of things. But I found that, especially with short films, um, the work you do compared to what you get back is just there's just so much of a gap between the work you do and what you get back that it's turning out to not be worth so much of my time. Whereas
Yeah.
with cinematography, you the work you do and what you get back from it is you can see it a lot more. But I still do love producing. I just love the whole aspect of taking a film from conception and development straight through to sales, distribution, and marketing. I mean, that journey is an incredible one, and one you can't explain until someone else has gone through it. So, I mean, at the moment, I think I'm gonna stay concentrated on those two, producing and cinematography mainly,
Yeah.
and always keep directing as something I really do love to do as well.
Awesome. And have you tried your hand at acting?
Yes, before way back, I was a musical theatre actor,
Oh wow.
which may be why I'm drawn to more sort of musical films and comedies and sort of action type things. Films that make you feel films that make you feel good. You come out of it watching, and you're like, oh, that was good. It makes you feel good. Yeah, so I did musical theatre, and then I transitioned into sort of technical theatre. But I've done a little bit of acting and some music video stuff as well, but not as much as behind the camera.
And do you have a wish list of who you would like to work with in the future?
Um, I have a couple of people who I would really like to work with. One of them is actually Reese Witherspoon. I did I filmed an interview with her actually for the fan carpet for her film Home Again.
Wow. That's Reese Witherspoon for real.
Yeah, Reese Witherspoon,
Yeah,
and
great.
also would love to work with both Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone because those two are just they're great in practically any movie you put them in. Um, but I haven't really come up with a list, but off the top of my head, those three are really some of the people.
Great. And do you are you a fan of books? Are there any books that you would want to sort of help adapt into film or TV?
Yes, I'm working on a couple at the minute, so I can't really tell you which titles they are.
Yes.
But what I can say is it will, if things go to plan, it's going to blow the superhero genre out of the water.
Oh, wow. Cool. And during this period of lockdown, have you been trying to keep productive or relax, or both?
Yeah, I mean, although we're not a lot, we haven't been filming, I've just decided to, take all the projects that are coming up or that were postponed and making sure that they are planned down to the last detail as much as possible, so that when things do lift and we do go back to filming with the small independent film productions, then everything is ready to go. It's ready to go right out of the gate. There's no more delays. You're not scrambling to catch up, and just getting everything ready to go.
Perfect. So you've been getting everything sort of super organized.
Yeah.
And were there any behind the scenes moments from while shooting Think of the Future?
I think there was definitely one that nobody else was aware of except for me, because I hid it. But the fact that we had the opening shot is on us. We did it on a slider, sliding into the scene, and basically the screw that attaches the camera to that slider snapped
Oh, no.
some reason. So the tripod head was completely loose on the slider, and as I was doing it, I was sort of just with my hands clamping it down. But at the end of the day, we made it work. And some other moments were just, I mean, the whole cast and crew were absolutely amazing. It was just so much fun to work with them. Um, Everybody was open to try something a bit different or try something a bit new. Everyone was on the ball, which really helped because we were such a small crew. There were 2 people on camera and lights, and that was it, including me. And the 2 actors, a makeup artist, a sound guy, and James, of course, he was playing the unconscious man. But that was it, so not a large crew at all, and I pulled off something quite cool.
That is, yeah, it's really cool that, when something unexpected happens, you just make it work. That shows creativity and just talent. So that's great. And it's interesting, actually. Grace mentioned her words, she wrote her husband, her partner into playing the unconscious guy. Was he do you know if he was an actor, or was he sort of part of the project, and was it all new to him? Do you know? Probably should have asked Grace.
No, that's fine. I'm sure she told me, but I can't quite recollect. I think he has had some acting experience, but he's not an actor. No.
It must have been quite interesting to be on set.
His professional job at the time was not an actor, if my memory serves me correctly.
That's always interesting when people that come on set to sort of help out, and then they sort of see the film set scene, and they fall in love with it, or just do it here and there because help out and stuff. Whether it's something that they get into or not, but who knows? We'll see. And would you want to be involved in Think of the Future if it were to be adapted to a feature-length film?
A feature-length film. Think of the Future.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I would love to do that. I think even in this short scene, there's the stories that are there have come from truth. I know that, and that's one of the reasons why I think people connect to that scene, and one of the reasons it is quite a powerful scene, and probably part of the reason why it's come so far as well.
Yes, and any future projects that you're looking forward to or you have in mind that you can tell us about, or what you hope to do?
Yes, I am working on I'm working on a feature film script, a dark comedy called Dear Aunt Amelia, which is basically a murderous road trip from London to Penzance, with lots of things happening along the way, which people don't really want to happen, but they happen anyway, and it's making the best of a bad situation. and also working on a new TV series
Oh, cool.
about spies and global warfare, all that nitty gritty goodness. And still working on some shorts. The last short I did actually is still called The Magical Toy Shop, is still in post production. Obviously, COVID sort of delayed it, but we're still working on that, and we still have a bit to do in the future. So that's something I'm really looking forward to getting finished and being able to show people.
And would you say that you're open to sort of all productions in terms of the bigger budget productions as well as the smaller indie ones?
Yes, definitely open to them. I've worked on bigger budget productions. Just before lockdown, actually, I was working on 2 TV series for Amazon, which
Oh, wow.
was an incredible experience, and a whole different kettle of fish from what is normally done. The minute you step onto a proper big budget professional set, everything's different, everything changes. But it was fantastic to be thrown into that and get back to those kind of sets as well, rather than just all the small stuff. But you slowly work yourself up. And
Yeah. And what would you say are the main differences between the sort of the smaller productions and the larger productions that you've that stand out the most?
I think that with the larger productions, I've found, because on smaller productions, what often tends to happen is everybody kind of helps out where needed.
Yeah.
And on the bigger productions, this doesn't generally happen. You can get in trouble for being or in a department that is not your own. Especially if you touch some equipment that, if you're in camera and you help someone with lighting, but you're not supposed to be in lighting, that generally doesn't really happen. Because they have the budget for those separate people to do those jobs, and it's a lot more separated into the different departments on bigger sets. It's a lot stricter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's would you say that in your past productions that you've been involved in, would you say you have a favorite style of production, or you just enjoy different things about different projects?
Every single production is a whole different thing. I can't compare one production to another, but because everything's different, wildly different. But I would say that I tend to prefer some of the slightly smaller productions, purely because you get more of a sense of family on them. Like there's less people, so you get to know everyone a bit more. And it's just, I think you grow closer on smaller sets, especially smaller productions that run for a longer time. So, if you're on a 300 crew film and you're on there for 3 days, you're not going to really get to know everybody. But if you're on a 15-person crew for 10 days, then you really get to know everybody. You really get a sense of family, and I find it just everybody's a bit more relaxed as well, and you're just a lot more creative, and everybody can chip in and help out. And I love being in that sort of that friendly fray, creative fray.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you so much, AJ, for your interview, and look forward to more of your work coming out in the future.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca. with the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels, it's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.